Hello and welcome to today's edition on Daily Current Affairs with Sathya sir. This is me Satyanarayan from IQ Ideas as I bring you GK current affairs updates from a daily newspaper, interesting articles that you can read from the paper for reading comprehension, and of course interesting words of vocabulary that will help you enhance your knowledge of English. Today is the 11th of August 2025 and without further ado let's jump into the news headlines for today. So as I open the paper, uh, this we have a statement by Rajnath Singh, Union Defense Minister, and it says "Sabke boss mindset behind tariffs on India." Sabke boss mindset behind tariffs on India. This is a statement made by Rajnath Singh. Of course, a reference to the tariffs being imposed upon India, the recent 50% tariffs that we saw on many goods by US. The world sees New India as a strong, fast-growing economy whose ability to defeat its enemies with homegrown strength has become the envy of those who think "sabke boss to hum hain," Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said on Monday, taking a veiled swipe at US President Donald Trump amid escalating tariff tensions. So, this is a very, very interesting statement made. Of course, the statement is targeting the Indian population. It's aimed towards the Indian population, considering the use of language. In addition, we also have a statement by PM Modi, and I quote, "Our technology and the strength of Make in India is behind the success of Operation Sindoor. In this, the youth of Bengaluru and Karnataka have played a major role." So, all this, I think, the statement by PM Modi was when he was inaugurating the metro line in Bengaluru on Sunday. So, the Trump tariffs on various countries, including India, as usual, have gained the prominent headline. Uh, as an update to the election, pre-Bihar election special intensive revisions, Rahul receives reminders for proof on vote fraud. So Congress MP Rahul Gandhi's vote chori allegations drew reminder notices on Sunday from the chief electoral officers of three states, with Haryana and Maharashtra seeking affidavits under oath and Karnataka asking for documents in a specific case involving a woman who publicly disputed his claim that she voted twice in the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. So that is pretty interesting, but nothing new. Let's see if we can pick up a few words of vocabulary. So a veil is something which covers your face. So a veiled is something that is hidden, right? Other than that, don't seem to be big things. There's a small column on Bhagirathi River altered its path after the flash flood. So recent up north we had flash floods. So the flash flood in Dharali early this week reshaped the course of the Bhagirathi River. Satellite images from ISRO show. Geologists say pre-disaster images show a triangular debris deposited on the left bank of Kirgad, a tributary just downstream of its confluence with the Bhagirathi. The flash flood eroded the entire debris deposit and Kirgad has resumed its previous course, pushing Bhagirathi's flow towards the right bank. Okay, so pretty interesting geological phenomenon, but of course in the wake of a sad tragedy. As we move ahead, we have news on the city page, usually not of much concern. But here there is a reference to the Boeing plane crash which happened in Ahmedabad in June, where US aviation lawyer seeks AI 171 data. Fighting for 70 odd families wants to probe computer system failure. Okay, that's just an interesting update. Other than that, we have the city pages, we have a state page, and then we come to the nation. Okay, so the important news are there generally on the nation page, and here there is an interesting article regarding defense. So after Sindoor, the Indian Air Force seeks more Rafale to stem depletion of fighter squadrons. So to stem is to stop, right, or to restrict, and depletion is of course reduction. So IAF squadron to fall to its lowest of 29 in September when the MiG-21s retire. The Indian Air Force has strongly pitched for a government to government deal with France to procure more Rafale fighters under its long pending project to acquire 114 multi role fighter aircraft, in which the bulk of the jets are supposed to be manufactured domestically with foreign collaboration. Okay. The Indian Air Force move comes 3 months after military hostilities with Pakistan during Operation Sindoor, during which the 4.5 generation Rafales were extensively used for long range strikes across the border. The IAF argues a deal with France for more Rafales can conclude much faster than opting for an open global tender. So let's see whether the government in power takes notice of that and does its duty to equip our soldiers with the best equipment that is needed to protect our borders and our sovereignty. Moving ahead, we have another nation page where we have extensive updates of things which were there on the front page. The dialogue, the statement made by the Prime Minister about Operation Sindoor showing world the new phase of India, updates on the voter fraud, updates on the claims by the leader of the opposition regarding this, so on and so forth. Below that, we have a couple of articles related to health and medicine. So as we move ahead to the next page, we come to my favorite, the center page. Center page, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin's image adorns this article, which is by Ajay Bisaria, who's a former diplomat. Sprinkled trade on baked Alaska, interesting title. Now, a baked Alaska is a very popular dessert, actually, consisting of meringue, if I'm not mistaken. So Trump-Putin summit could be a turning point for Ukraine and global commerce. If talks succeed, sanctions could be adjusted and India might face fewer tariff troubles. If talks fail, expect a tougher Trump. So this is a very, very important meet between the two factions, I would say the two countries, which do have a lot of say in world politics, a lot of tensions these days, even when it comes to economics and commerce, is on account of Russia and its hostilities with Ukraine. And of course, Trump's imposition on heavy tariffs, especially in India, is because of the perceived support that India is giving and the perceived trade which India is having, the purchase of oil that we're having with Russia. Okay. Below that, of course, we have a column by retired Air Vice Marshal Arjun Subramaniam. IAF rattled Pakistan this time, but it needs a leg up. Shooting down 6 enemy planes and swarms of drones and getting more on the ground is no mean feat. The government of India must ensure the Indian Air Force doesn't go into battle again with a depleted fleet. Interesting. And then the 3 columns on the left, Zelensky's off-ramp. There are no good options for Ukraine in Trump-Putin talks, but some may be better than others. So, of course, a view on the upcoming talks between US President Donald Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin, and of course a reference to Zelensky, the head for Ukraine. Below that, flying longer, flexibility in retirement age is the way forward, India or West. And below that, humor column, I think, by Anjana Menon, Golden Chappal Diplomacy, a lesson in blinking Trump from Tim Cook. The next is a science-related half page. Mind and machine, meet people moving cursors with their thoughts. So this seems to be a very, very interesting read on futuristic technology. Neuralink's 9th patient said she signed her name with nothing but her mind. Elon Musk's company often seems overhyped and is not known for transparency, but what if it is actually onto something? So are we moving on to a world where we can literally move machines with just the thought in our brain? Read this article and find out. Moving on, we have an entire page on parenting. The business page, which can be read with great interest for people interested in business management, economics, and finance. The global page with updates on different issues, which could include Donald Trump's tariffs, the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the conflict that Israel has with Gaza, Palestine, statements made by Pakistan with its perceived backing of the United States, so on and so forth. In the sports page, we have a half page devoted to cricket. and other sports, and the final page also has somewhat data on the same. So that brings us to an end of today's session. Not much of great new news, but just ongoing updates for the tariffs and various uh, conflicts in the world, and of course the conflicts that India has within its own borders in terms of the special intensive revision of the electoral rolls before the upcoming Bihar elections and the opposition's claims for the same. So that brings me to an end of today's session. If you have liked this episode, hit the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Leave your comments below. This is Satyanarayan wishing you all the very best. Have a good day.